and current Lowell Joint School District Superintendent Jim Coombs to the stage to give you some final remarks.
Good evening, Coyotes. So, I just want to look at you for a minute. You know, y'all are pretty good looking. Well, most of you. I'm just kidding. You know, before I say a whole lot, I need to pause for a second, because you guys may not realize how big this is for me, but also this isn't normal. Because usually when someone comes in new, they're not really interested in the old fart coming in. And that's okay, right? That's all right. So it takes a pretty confident and a pretty humble and a pretty awesome leader to allow the other guy to come and visit with you. So I want you to please help me thank Mr. Berg, please. So I was told I had to make my share with you half as fast, or twice as fast and half as long. So the normal Coyote 101, the last 45 minutes, we got to cut that down a little bit. So I shared with you that you're special. And the fact is that we know your stories. We know your personal stories. And the teachers that are on the field right now, they know your personal stories. They know what you've come to get here tonight. Right? They know what you've survived. Right, Robert? Attaboy. So they know your stories, and they know that you have basically lived to the Coyote Creed. That means they know what it takes to be a Coyote, because you're not just the typical kids. You know, that's the second-class schools around the other area, but not here. And I know you're thinking, why does he have a golden shovel? It's just spray painted, okay? Don't be trying to take it. So I have a really short lesson I want you to understand, because you know we always have to have lessons when Coombs talks. So here's what I've learned about you in 4 years, and I want you to take the same lesson, and that is that I want you to dig deep. I'm sorry, Dr. Scamber, I'm put a dig in the field.
Getting a new one.
So here's my challenge to you, Coyotes, that you keep doing what you're doing. Because you have been digging deep. You have been digging deep and putting your feet on the solid rock. You've been doing that. Some of you had to do it the hard way. Huh, big man? So I want to challenge you to continue to dig deep and put your feet on the rock. Put it on the rock hard and solid. Because life's going to get tougher. The love of your life is going to tell you that you aren't for her anymore. Or he's going to break your heart, and it's going to get challenging. Or that professor's going to tell you, well, you're just not quite sharp enough yet. Something's going to happen, and the life challenges that come your way are going to just come hard. And so you got to plant your feet on solid rock, right? You can't just blow with the wind when it comes, because you'll just get ripped apart. So I want to challenge you to put your feet on solid rock. Because when the storms of life come, you can withstand them. And I'm going to challenge you to know 4 rocks, or 4 words. They're the same 4 words that every Coyote has received since 2011. Bulldogs at West Covina, Bearcats at Buena Park, Lions at Cathedral City, and Wildcats at West Covina, or at Monrovia, since 1991. There are 4 solid rocks that I want you to know. And if you don't know them when I see you in public, I will drill you. I see somebody go, hey, Mr. Coombs, what's the 4 words? I want you have to know the 4 words. Right? So the first word I want you to live your life by, the rock that I want you to put your feet on to live your life by, is the word passion. What's the first word?
Passion.
Okay. out of 7 years, finally a senior class that knows how to step up first. Attaboy. Passion. You got to live life with passion. That means you go 100 miles an hour. You go at it full speed. Full speed. You made it. Attaboy. I told you 4 years ago I was going to drill you, huh? Passion. That means you're passionate about your education. You don't do the pansy way. You don't do it the easy way. You go hard out. You're passionate about your marriage. That means you're going to be good at it. You're going to work at it. Not just, oh, we'll try it on and see if it didn't. No, you're passionate about it. You're passionate about being a father and a mother. You're passionate about your career. You go all out, 100,000%. Because that makes you successful. The people that sit on the sidelines and watch the race run by, they get run over. Be passionate about it. Be good at music and everything else. Be passionate. What's the first word? Passion. The second word is integrity. Because I can be passionate. I can run 100 miles an hour down the wrong road. And then I find in the road, oh crud, I wasted 10 years of my life doing the wrong thing. Right? Integrity means I gotta do what's right. What's honest. What's truthful. So be ready, coyotes. That means that who you are now is who you are on Facebook too. Who you are on Instagram is who you are now. Who you are when no one's looking is who you are now. Who you're on when you're surfing the internet is who you are now. Because coyotes operate at this level and not that level. Integrity means that you are men and women of your word. What's the first word? Passion. What's the second word? Integrity. And the third word is faith. Because the storms will come and you're not going to have all the answers. You're just not gonna. You're going to have to stand up and know what's right. So, August 3rd, 1991, I carried the casket of one of my football players at 15 who died of cancer. I don't know why. I don't have the answers, but I got to stand in faith. On the positive side, you got to take risks. And I'm going to embarrass her one more time because this is my last chance with you. So sometimes you have to take a risk. There's a little lady sitting over there that I asked her to marry me when I was 31 years old. Oh, wait, come on. She's the first and only woman I've ever kissed. So now you think about taking risks. What happens if she says no and I'm 31 years old? I don't have 31 more years to ask the next one. And she made me wait for like 5 minutes to say yes. Okay, maybe it was like 5 seconds, but the story sounds better when you say 5 minutes. Here's the reality. You gotta take faith, right? You're gonna put it somewhere. You figure out where you're gonna put it. Cowboy up, cowgirl up, get her done, and figure out where you're gonna put it. What's the first word? Passion. What's the second word? Integrity. What's the third word? Faith. And the fourth word is love. Because you gotta love yourself enough to do what's right by you. You gotta love your friends enough to do what's right. You gotta love your community enough to do what's right. You gotta love. That's the foundation. Coyotes, you have done an incredible job because I know your stories. I sat with you at the hospital. We know your stories. We know you have enough in you to dig deep and put your feet on the solid rock. But you got to put it on the right rocks. And the first one is what? Passion. Oh, no, that was pansy. What's the first one? Passion. What's the second one? Integrity. What's the third one? Faith. And what's the fourth one? Love. Coyotes, you have done well. You have done well. And we could not be more proud of you. You have done well. You have deserved to be here when the world says you're not. So my challenge is for you to dig deep, put your feet on the rock, know the 4 words, and I want to share one last thing. Thank you, and you've done well. Well done, Coyotes. Well done.